So we made it to St. Augustine, Florida. Yay! And our first stop this time is a place we didn't get to visit during our last stay in St. Augustine, the Castillo de San Marcos National Monument. Last time we were here a few years ago, we were here Labor Day weekend. The place was packed, but we're in this time. We just bought our new National Parks Pass for the year. We're going to be using the heck out of it this year again. So what do you think, Mom?
Looking good.
Let's go check it out. And what a view it has.
Canos.
And the next step is to grab the Bona Fuego, or the lighting tool.
Ponte fuego al cañón. Alto. Sopra in la mecha.
Get ready to cover your ears.
Fuego. Ponte fuego sin mirar.
Get the stand.
Across from the Castillo de San Marcos National Monument, you'll find the city gates. These gates were built in 1808 as part of a wall that surrounded the city of St. Augustine. These were built after the Spaniards took the city back from the British. They kind of went back and forth for a while. But the farmers would come in. The gates were open during the day for the farmers to bring their goods in, and at night they were locked up to protect the city. Pretty amazing. So we're wandering around St. Augustine. We're just down from the city gates, right next to the visitor center, and we see this orb, a big orb. I wonder, what the heck is that? This is the 0-mile marker for the Old Spanish Trail, which runs between St. Augustine, Florida, and San Diego, California. The trail starts here, and this marker was put here in 1928 to mark that. You just never know what you're going to find if you just take the time to look around. Unbelievable. So Pedro Menendez founded St. Augustine in 1565, and he was from the city of Aviles, Spain, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Well, Aviles and St. Augustine now are considered sister cities, and in 2005, the city of Aviles, Spain, donated or gifted this fountain to the city of St. Augustine, and it is a replica of a fountain there in Spain in their city from the 16th century, which would have been during the time that Pedro Menendez came here to St. Augustine. That's pretty darn cool. Global ties. Ford's Garage in St. Augustine. Oh my goodness. Well, this is a chain restaurant, but it sounds like this is the only one that is actually in a Ford dealership. And yes, it is licensed by the Ford Motor Company. Fantastic food. Kay, our server, was phenomenal. We will look for these in the future. It was absolutely great. So we're starting our day today in St. Augustine with the Hop On Hop Off Trolley Tour. This is part of our TourPass, and we're going to talk a lot about TourPass today because we are going to use it to see as many things as we possibly can today in St. Augustine. So first I'd like to mention though, here at the trolley, if you are riding the Hop On Hop Off trolley, or you're visiting the Old Jail Museum or the St. Augustine Museum, which are all right here, you get to park for free, which is great because parking in St. Augustine is a bear. And when we parked yesterday in the garage down by Old Town, it cost us $20 for the day. So let's go see the trolley. So we're all checked in for our trolley tour, and I thought I would, while we're waiting on the trolley, they leave every 15 minutes here, I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about the TourPass. And first of all, if you've seen our videos from Savannah back in 2021, then you know we love TourPass. We used them to tour Savannah back at that time, and we saw a ton of stuff in a short period of time and saved a lot of money. So we are big fans of TourPass, and we've been telling friends about them for years. They're now in St. Augustine, and we love it so much that we actually joined their affiliate program. And I want to say thank you to TourPass because they actually gave us a day here in St. Augustine to enjoy the attractions so that we could easily share the experience with you. But in all honesty, we were going to buy a TourPass here anyway because we had such a great time with it in Savannah. But let me tell you a little bit about it. You buy, here in St. Augustine, you can buy a 1, a 2, or a 3-day pass for TourPass. It's an online, it's an app that you can put on your phone. They also have a website. And depending on the number of days you choose, you pay money for that pass, and then you can choose a number of featured attractions. Those tend to be the higher dollar attractions, like the Hop On Hop Off trolley. Since we're doing a 1-day pass here in St. Augustine, we get 2 featured attractions, and then they have a slew of standard attractions. Things like the Old Jail Museum, the St. Augustine Museum, the Oldest Store Museum. There's a wax museum in town. There's a ton of stuff to pick from, and you can do, no matter what pass you buy, as many of those standard attractions as you can fit into your time. And if you do a multiple day pass, you don't have to use those days back to back. You can spread them out over the course of as many as 10 days. So we were gonna buy a 2-day pass. We may still upgrade. We'll see how much we get in today, but tomorrow it's looking like it's gonna storm all day. And those are really our only 2 days that we had to explore these attractions. So that's a little bit about it. We are big believers in it. It's saving us a ton of money. Yeah, let's get the Hop On Hop Off trolley and see where it takes us.
Terry. He's the guy in charge here from now on. Yeah, he is judge, jury, and executioner around here. And he's also the scariest guy you're ever gonna meet, okay? Whoa! She's a natural. All right. Now, you're not afraid of heights, are you?
Not anymore.
Oh, goody goody. Well, you might be again soon. How this is gonna work, we're gonna get a rope to the top of her cage, and we're gonna tie it to that tree over there. Yep, she'll be left dangling up there for 3 whole days. Yeah, no joke. Now that's 3 days with no food, 3 days with no water, and 3 days without a bathroom break. It's pretty clear skies right now. It might be raining pretty soon, and specifically in that spot over there. Very gross. Quite frankly, I don't want to deal with that. Did you want out?
I'm good.
As in you want out, or as in
Yes.
you're fine? Oh, okay. You just said you're good. I was like, okay.
What do you think about it, Mom?
I tell you one thing, if they tried to get away, they were dumb. There's limits on these things.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be in them.
No.
Not what she described.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I would have wanted to serve time in here.
And so many misdemeanor things could get you thrown in at that time frame, especially a woman. They said if you just showed your ankles the wrong way. I'm wearing blue jeans.
I think you're good.
Before we go in, now we'll remind
We took the Hamlin store tour, and wow. I mean, they're talking about something from 1885. Now, this isn't the original store. The original store was actually in downtown, but they put together 2 older buildings here and recreated the store inside. But wow, it was really cool. They go over how much things cost back in the day, and really, really cool. Oh, and one more thing. It is part of the pass. So this is one of the standard options on the pass that we used. And yeah, the pass is working out. We're thinking about upgrading to a second day.
So we took the trolley around one complete time, the hop on, hop off trolley. Saw a few things. Now we've gotten back on it, brought it back into Old Town to check out the Pirate and Treasure Museum. It's supposed to be a very unique, very interactive exhibit of pirate paraphernalia, so that's exciting. And yes, I did go onto the TourPass app, and I paid for us to have a second day, so we'll be able to do more things tomorrow because there is so much to do in St. Augustine. There was no way we could squeeze it into one day. So very easy to update, and yeah, let's go check out the Pirate Museum. This is one of the featured attractions on the TourPass. So let's go see what it's all about. Land home! So this museum is full of actual historical artifacts, including this Jolly Roger flag, which is a real Jolly Roger flag from 1850. It's said to be one of only 2 actual pirate flags that still exist today. That's amazing.
And this is the actual log from Captain Kidd's very last voyage in 1699.
Wow.
Wow, the Pirates exhibit was really cool. I mean, really, really cool. Not just the history of pirates, right?
And real pirates.
Real pirates.
These people are actually real. We've always thought of them out of a fairy tale book.
Right.
They were real people.
And they were bad, bad people. And they also showed about the movies that have been made of pirates.
Exactly, a lot of Earl Quinn and Captain Hook and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Thumbs up on the attraction. I think it's well worth it. Yeah.
Well entertained.
Another standard attraction on the TourPass here in St. Augustine. This is the oldest wooden schoolhouse, built, they said, sometime prior to 1763. This is the actual schoolhouse where the teacher lived with his family. The kids had school, and yeah, it was the last graduating class, which I believe was 1864.
1864.
They had a reunion in 1931, and during that time they decided, you know what, we need to refurnish the old schoolhouse like we remember it and open it to the public so people can see what schoolhouses were like back then. What'd you think, Mom?
Pretty cool. And they had a section, like if a child was unruly, that they would put him under the stairs. It was like in a little box area. And if the dunce, well, we always thought that was for the unruly child. The dunce cap actually was utilized if they had not finished an assignment or had not completed learning an assignment. The example was a little boy who had not learned his 6 times table.
So it's really pretty neat. They also have the kitchen that the family would have used back then for their cooking. Not as a cafeteria, but for the teacher and his family, for their kitchen. The kids all brought their lunches to school, so it was really pretty neat, don't you think?
Right, and the kitchen is separated so that in case of a fire, it will not involve the school or the house.
There you go. Some little history right here in the middle of Old St. Augustine.
Whoa! It was Grammy K. She did it.
I did it. And the statues just they're looking at me kind of weird. Oops, you did something over there. No.
Well, back here in the garden area, and by the way, schoolhouse is in the exact same location. This is where it was at, so it hasn't even moved. We're walking on ground that the 9 graduates of 1864 would have been walking through. And I guess this might be, I think this might be a replica of an outhouse that they'd be coming to. But something I find very interesting is they said that if the outhouse had a crescent on it, then that was for women. If it had a starburst on it, that was for men. So back in the day, they had men and women restrooms as well. They were outhouses. They were restrooms. That's pretty cool. One other thing, sorry, but they said they had chains that went through these wooden structures like the schoolhouse and also their kitchen over here that held these down when the big storms and the strong winds came through. I mean, we are on the Atlantic coast here, so they got some storms, and some of those pirate stories too they talked about in there about some major hurricanes that took out some of the pirates back in the day. So yeah, they even had something to hold them down. That's kind of crazy.
Hey guys, we graduated the oldest wooden school in the USA. Of course, I'm with age, so I can remember those things.
Those white ones we just saw, they say they're like 1 in every 35,000. They got 2 of them here. But that's very pretty, very beautiful.
So we're back in Old Town St. Augustine this morning. Today we're using the trolley as transportation, so we got to park for free again at the stop number 1. But we're gonna check out the Potter Wax Museum. This is the first wax museum in America, and it's in the 1886 drugstore. So, what do you think, Mom?
Ought to be interesting. The old medications and stuff. Found out what we used to have to take as little people.
Potter started this museum back in 1949 after he went to the Tussauds Museum over in Europe. And he saw that it inspired him to start it here. And so it was really cool, wasn't it, Mom?
It really is, and the characters in there, the people they represent, from the space industry to music and entertainment, kings of England and queens, royalty. I mean, every kind of character, and they all are very precisely in a wax form that is identifiable.
It's really cool.
Yeah, learn a lot of history, that's for sure.
Okay, just a couple extra tidbits to throw in here on the Potter's Museum. I didn't think some of the characters were as real as what we saw at Madame Tussauds in Nashville. Some of them, like Michael Jordan, were phenomenal. Others were really good, but this is the first wax museum that we've been to where you can actually watch the artist at work. They actually, these days, craft all of the figures right here in this building. So that was pretty interesting. So we tried to fit this one in yesterday, got here a little too late to take the final tour, and they say the tour's where it's at. So we're back today at Colonial Quarter to check out the Colonial Experience.
Colonial Quarter Tour. It was a lot of fun. And Cooper, oh my gosh, was he animated. Mom, what do you think?
He was fantastic. He gave a performance and animated, but he kept the history involved.
Yeah.
And we had little people in the group, and they were just eating him up. He kept it interesting.
Yes, he did.
No way was it boring.
Another good thing on the pass.
Yes, recommending it.
We were going to try to get into the Columbia restaurant here. It comes highly recommended. It opened in 1905. So we thought we'd try to come for lunch. Maybe we can get in. Let's see.
Let's try. Hungry.
So the Columbia restaurant has been here in St. Augustine on St. George Street since 1983. Its original from 1905 is actually near Tampa, Ybor City. What'd you think, Mom?
Oh, what they say, delicious, delectable, delightful. Oh, it was thumbs up. Perfect.
Mom had the meatloaf sandwich.
Yes, with plantains.
Yep.
Anyway, fried bananas.
I had a 50-50 combo of two of their original things. Their salad, which was amazing, and their original Cuban, which was also good. So I had a half sandwich and a half salad. Tons of food, so good.
Tell them what I had.
Tom had the full-on salad, the 1905 salad, and a cup of their bean soup.
The original Spanish bean soup.
There you go.
And it was incredible.
So good. Definitely recommend it.
The staff are amazing. Quiet,
Yes.
comfortable, non-noisy.
Yes.
Oh, it was, atmosphere was perfect. You'd enjoy it.
Walking on what we believe is the oldest street in America. This is Aviles Street, and from what we learned from one of the trolley drivers, this was the first street in St. Augustine. It was originally named Hospital Street or something to that effect in Spanish because this is where the hospital was. Okay, so here on what was Hospital Street or something to that effect is the Spanish Military Hospital Museum. And this is a big one for Grammy because she is a retired nurse. Let's go check it out. So the Spanish Military Hospital Museum. Very interesting, but I would give a word of caution here. They go through very graphic details about how things were back in the 1700s in a hospital setting, including how they would perform surgeries and things like that. There aren't pictures and things, but the details might be a little too much for folks. In fact, one lady that was in our tour group did pass out. So she's okay, she's fine. They stopped everything to make sure of that, and she's up and laughing now. But it's very interesting, but I'd say if you are squeamish at all, probably something you want to miss. There you go. Welcome to our campsite here in St. Augustine, Florida. We'll get to that in just a minute, but first let me wrap up a few loose ends. This is our second visit to St. Augustine, the first back in 2021, and this time we did a completely different group of attractions thanks to TourPass. By the way, if you missed that old video, I will link it also with this video on our website, rvamericayall.com, along with links to everything that we did so you can kind of hopefully plan your visit to St. Augustine. There is a ton to do here. I want to thank TourPass. We had such a fantastic time when we bought a TourPass back in Savannah in 2021 that I knew we were going to St. Augustine, Savannah, and Charleston, the three cities that they cover this year. I reached out to them, we joined their affiliate program, and they sent us 1 day's pass here in St. Augustine. But again, there's so much to do and there's so many things we wanted to see here that was on the TourPass that we paid to upgrade our pass to a 2-day pass. And I'm so glad we did. We saw a ton in a short period of time. Yes, there are other ways to buy tickets to attractions here in St. Augustine, and that's awesome. But some of them are dynamic pricing. Some of them we definitely would not have paid to go into, not knowing really what they were or how long it was going to take. With the TourPass, we had one flat fee. We paid it up front. We didn't have to worry about anything other than looking to see what was on the list of things to do and deciding what we were going to do. So it makes it really, really easy. So thank you to TourPass. We are affiliates of them now, so if you're interested, if you're going to St. Augustine, Savannah, or Charleston and you'd like to see what they offer, I'll put a link in the description and also on our webpage at rvamericayall.com. All right, let's talk about our site. This is site number 36 at Stagecoach RV Park in St. Augustine, Florida. We're about a mile off of Interstate 95. This is a family-owned park, same place we stayed in 2021. Loved it then, loved it now. Super quiet, exceptionally clean, full hookup, 30 and 50 amp sites with cable, and gravel sites, long, easy to get in and out of, level, loved it. Would definitely recommend staying here when you're in the St. Augustine area. And we've got a full review on this that we're going to include in a future video. If you'd like to see that, join our newsletter on rvamericayall.com. You'll find a link and you'll get first notification of when that video becomes available. Until next time, y'all, thanks for joining us. Safe travels and happy camping. Bye.